All right, all right, all right. Good evening, everyone. Come on in, come on in. It's time for Wealthy You Wind Down. It's Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. Yes, I know it's Wednesday, but it's Wednesday. It's WINSDAY Day. And we are going to be sharing some amazing, amazing wins. So if you are in the house, come on in. Let me know where you are from. I see my sister is in the house. Caressa, love, love, love of my life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Tamiko is in the house. Make sure that as you come in, you accept the invitation to allow our system to share your name because we want to make sure that you are able to interact and we are able to share what your we're able to share your comments and your wins as well. So listen, come on in. We are it's Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday, and I'm so excited about this evening because guess what? I'm not alone. I mean, we are going to be sharing some exciting updates from the members of our community. And it also is Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. So, of course, I have to share with you a toast to everyone. I'm drinking a Cabernet Sauvignon, another Napa wine. Of course, I know it's something about Napa Valley. I wish I was back there. But anyway, cheers. And in the chat, let me know what you're drinking this evening. Hmm. That was good, but let me not drink too much so that we can get this party started. So, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Deborah Owens. I'm founder and CEO of Wealthy You, where we help women accelerate their financial growth so that they can achieve financial independence earlier or early, whichever you prefer. How many of you agree with that? So, come on in. Let me see if I can give some folks some shout outs. Bridget, one of our WealthyU Society members in the house. Hey, hey, hey. Karen Ellington from Cincinnati in the house. Karen Parham. Ooh, lots of Karens this evening. Welcome. Well, don't be shy. Make your comments in the chat. Let me know you're here so that I can give you a big welcome. Now, I really want to set up our topic for this evening. You know, we just came off of our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. And during that challenge, one of the things that I really encourage people to do is take a look at your investments and look at the kinds of returns you're earning on those investments. And we really help you to take be more intentional about your investments. And one of the things that I often say is that many of you are sitting 10 feet away from gold, meaning that your opportunity to really achieve financial independence is closer than you think if you were just a little bit more intentional about it. And so the neat thing about the challenge is that some of you have been through the challenge 4, 5, 6 times. And each time you lean in, you find something new. And not only that, even on the team, our ambassadors, they're going through the challenge. They're not just staffing me, they're actually going through the process themselves. And they are finding ways the whole point of a makeover is to identify opportunities that you already have, or maybe to create those opportunities, whether it's a side hustle. You know, in some cases, we've had women take advantage of their employee stock options programs. But the key to all of it really is you leaning in and taking advantage of all your opportunities. That's what Wealthy You is really about, is about helping you understand what the opportunities are. And then, as we say in Wealthy you pull those investment opportunity levers. And so, why I'm so excited this evening is I have a number of women here who are going to share their wins this evening. And why am I excited about that? Because I don't know about you, but I like, for me, I get excited about just the growth of the members in this community. But what I must say to you is, I also am coached. And I am around some amazing, amazing entrepreneurs who are building 7, 8, 9-figure businesses. And when I'm in the room with them and they share, how they're building their businesses, I get excited too. And what that allows me to see, this is what I want you guys to get. When you hear other people growing, when you hear other people moving closer to their goals, does it inspire you too? In the chat, let me know, are you inspired when you're around other people? Are you surrounded by other people's success? Because I am. Because that makes it real for me, because I feel like, in the chat, tell me, are you inspired by other people's success? Are you? I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Brigitte says yes. Right. Because here's what I finally had to begin to understand. For years and years and years, most of my coaching was, pretty exclusive. It was one-on-one. And what I didn't realize is just the power of community and being and the energy that happens when you're around like-minded people who aspire and have the same values and aspirations that you have. Would you all agree with that? Let's see. So Karen Parham says, "Yet it helps me to understand as well as motivate me to do the same thing." That's exactly right, Karen. I so agree with that. So that's why Wealthy You Wednesday is so important. And that's why when you have wins, ladies, I really want you to post them in the community, because that is the fuel that keeps the momentum, that keeps people moving forward. And so tonight, I invited a number of women to come in and share their stories, because the truth is, I typically have a bird's eye view, especially if we're in strategy calls and that sort of thing. So up first, I want to bring up Jacelyn Blankenship. Come on up, Jacelyn. You're going to be our first Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. Let me just move into okay, she's got us. So welcome to Wealthy You Wednesday, Jacelyn. How are you?
Thank you so much, Deborah. I am doing well, very well, especially since I have a connection with you.
Oh, aren't you kind? But let's talk about, so, we were on a call this week, and you were sharing with me how you have actually applied the concepts that you heard during the challenge. And so I said, wow, what a perfect opportunity. And that's when I invited you to come on. So first, just tell our members a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a registered nurse, and I've probably worked in every kind of setting you could imagine in nursing, from corporate offices to home care. I worked as a pediatric nurse, as a home care nurse, and I even did a little bit of radio. I did some sets from my office when I was in the corporate position, and I gave tips on how to childproof your home and how to communicate positivity to your children when they're young.
I
So
love it. I love it. Now, as we were talking this week, you were talking about some of your wins. And so, specifically, one of the things I often say that during the challenge I talk about is you're 10 feet away from gold. And so talk to us about what moves have you made since you've been in Wealthy You?
I think the biggest move I made was changing my thinking or my mindset around possibilities. I somewhere along the line in the last several years, I lost that ability, and I listened to your invitation, and it sparked me to think about, really and truly, everything is out there, and I think you talked about the big 10 feet
Siempre he
and
querido hacer eso. La
I
próxima ruta va por mí. Oh, hold on one second. Coming from, but okay, go right ahead.
So anyway, at the time that I received my invitation on Facebook, which is a platform that up until that time I rarely visited, and I was struck by the purple because it was my mom's favorite color and my oldest grandson's favorite color. Anyway, um, I decided to check it out, and at that time I was about to succumb to the fact that maybe for me to have a better life, I should just do a reverse mortgage on my house instead of trying to pay it off, which is what my goal had been for quite some time. I listened to the first few days of the challenge, and I decided to just fill out applications online as if I was going to get a refinance. And lo and behold, I discovered that by not thinking big enough, my house's value had gone up so much that no wonder so many people were contacting me about wanting the house because and wanting to help me get that reverse mortgage because they knew I was handing them a gold mine basically. So I'm forever grateful that happened. Another thing is that I had started working for a company that has stock options and also, they encourage you to put money in your 401k, as I guess several companies do. And I had put, a couple of percent of my paycheck in there. And then again, after hearing what she said, I just upped it. I upped it to like 8% or something like that and didn't think any more about it. And then I think maybe my third time checking into one of the 5-day makeovers, I took a look at it and I could not believe how it had grown. And I said, oh my goodness. Before the end of that week, I was like, I am going to definitely put my time in and do everything I can. And then the third thing that I did was I started looking for money. And oh my gosh, did I find money? I found money in old 401ks from other positions that I hadn't thought about because I just remembered the amount of money being so small. And I don't even know why I left it there. But I started looking into that and found out that it's not coming to me now. It's not the controller of a state. But anyway, there is a clearinghouse for money that's basically left on the table. And so I looked into that and I couldn't believe that those $50 or in a couple of instances, it was around $200 had grown so much. And I was like, yes, I need to learn how this works so I can work it. So those are the main things I would say that come to mind as far as how I was able to take Wealthy You principles and just work them. I have not done all my work. I have to confess that, but I'm no longer ashamed of the fact that I know how to help corporations manage their money and grow it, and I don't know how to do that for myself or for my
Oh, well,
family.
I love that. I love that, Jacelyn. And so I just want to recap that all of you heard this, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge correctly applied is, and
Oh,
that's why I love hearing the wins. And so, Jacelyn, of course, you have to be careful and understand that, people, when they're, every idea and every opportunity is not a right opportunity. And so she just talked about the fact that she was able to learn a different strategy, and really, in terms of the reverse mortgage, refinance her home, plenty of equity there. Secondly, to take it full advantage of your employer sponsored retirement plan. The other point I make in terms of investment power levers, if you work for a public company, typically you have an employee stock option or employee stock purchase program that allows you to invest in your company's stock, and you're able to do that with at a discount and not pay any transaction fees. And then finally, one of the easiest ways to really look for money is to look for funds that you may have accumulated in terms of, you might have had a retirement plan left and you left that money sitting at a former employer. So all I am going to say to you, Jacelyn, is that amazing wealthy you student, well done. Sometimes when the student is ready, the teachers appear, and the teacher appears, and I certainly am just so excited. And we're just at the beginning of this journey, because Jacelyn just joined WealthyU a few months ago and has been able to have this amount of success in this short time. And so I just want to say how grateful I am that you came on this evening, sharing what your wins were. So thank you so much for coming on Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday, Jacelyn.
thank you so much for having me and helping me to look back and use that so I can go forward.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So thanks so much. So that was Jacelyn Blankenship. And the win really is, your wins are really what you want to share when you apply the principles in Wealthy You. So it's not enough to just be sort of like an observer. What is most important is that you apply what you learn. The other thing I want to say about Jacelyn's situation, I mean, think about how that money is going to compound every, over time. And so my challenge to you is that you take the same steps. And in fact, we just put a website, like you may have had money that was in your name that you forgot about, and you can go to foundmoney.org. That's foundmoney.org if you maybe have some money sitting out there waiting on you to find it as well. So coming up next, I want to one of our wonderful members of our team. Let's bring Tawana Tyler up to kind of share her wins. And Tawana, thank you for coming on Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday.
I'm nervous.
Well, you know what? I find it so funny because you're never nervous at team meetings. For those of you who don't know Tawana Tyler, she is our head of our customer service. She does
Yeah.
such a great job. She does a wonderful job just in our customer success team overall. And we were in a team meeting. I'm just going to be totally transparent. Tawana, and Tawana was sharing, well, you know what? You're not going to believe it. And that's
Mhm.
why when I'm telling the orientate people in the
Mhm.
orientation how this has impacted my life. And so all
Yeah.
of us looked at her. We were like, Tawana needs to come on Wealthy You Wind Down
Yeah.
Wednesday. So welcome to Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. So,
Thank
so
you.
Tawana,
Thank you
give
for
them
that.
just a little background. How long have you been sort of engaged with Wealthy You?
Wow, wow. I have been following Deborah's teachings for at least 10 years now. It has been 10 years. And anytime I heard Deborah, for those of you who may have been following Deborah for some time, if any of you are logged on tonight, Deborah, many years ago when she launched her purse campaign, I jumped right on board and I started my little purse group with some girlfriends on Facebook. And I have been attached ever since. So it's been at least 10 years ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, and I must say,
Mhm.
as I've grown, and you were
Yeah.
there, you were the Tawana's actually an event planner as well. That's
Yes.
her area of expertise. She
Yeah.
went prior to COVID, every one of our public events, she was
Yeah.
coordinating. And so, I guess it's interesting too. Like, you are in the background many times, and you are also supporting other women. And so, I would love for you to share just what moves have you made as a result of being on the Wealthy U team.
I had to make a lot of moves, ladies, but what I will hone in on is something that Deborah hammers to us when she's on wind down and even in our teachings: mindset. If we change our minds, then action can take place. And so I had my goals outlined, but then it takes you to change your mind and then create a strategy as to how you're going to achieve those goals. And we always hear Deborah say mindset, strategy, and execution. And I had to embrace all three, not one of them, but you have to embrace all three so that I could see progress and so that I could actually execute, so that I could actually even begin to make a move towards any of my goals. So, ladies, that's what it took. It took mindset, strategy, and execution. And not only just to be able to say it, but I have to write it down. And you have to go back to your notes often, go back to your goals often, check off what you're done, check off what you still need to do, look at the things that you haven't done, figure out why you're not doing them, and then you need to activate. And so those are the three things that I really had to embrace, Deborah, in efforts to be able to move forward. Yeah.
I love that. So
Yeah.
so let's talk about
Mhm.
you writing down your goals, coming
Yes.
up with a strategy. Like,
Mhm.
what was a goal that you wanted to achieve that
Mhm.
you're now close to achieving as a result of using that whole process of mindset, strategy,
Wow.
execution?
So I shared a goal with you. Look, undercover this morning. I wanted to pay my car loan off early. And so this morning I was able to click, click, click and get rid of that loan early. That was a
Yes.
goal I did not think because of the pandemic in this past year and some of the losses and the hits that I took. I didn't think it would be able to happen. And I had to shift and pivot a little bit, but I still made it happen. Why? Because I didn't change my mind and I stuck to the strategy and I just kept believing that it could be done, even if I had to shift and pivot a little bit, but that it could be done. And so, with that, that allows me to free up some additional incomes that will allow me to continue to implement some additional processes to help me to achieve my goals. Mhm.
I love
So
that. I
I'm
love that.
excited. Mhm.
And it's interesting,
Mhm.
in one of
Mhm.
the Savvy Money Maker over challenges, we actually did a financial makeover. And
Yes.
in that financial makeover
Mhm.
challenge, one of the exercises really was, how can you free up money and what were your
Yes.
biggest expenses?
Yes.
And so,
Mhm.
for you, was that one of your most significant expenses monthly, your car note?
It was that, and although I do not have a high dollar school loan, I still have that debt as well. And so I know those. I put my my responsibilities and priority as to what needs to go first. And I knew it was my car loan, and I knew it was my school loan debt. So I made those the priority to target. Do I have a credit card or two? Yes, I do. And what I did with the credit cards is I just put myself on a good system, on a good payment plan because I always pay on time. I pay more than the minimum, but I set myself on a goal and a timeline as to when and how much and what was priority. And I just stuck to the guns. I just stuck to it because I knew that my now self and my later self would come back and kiss me for it. So,
I love it. I love it. My later self will kiss you for
yeah.
it. So, Tawana,
Mhm.
I know that you
Yes.
inspired some
Yes.
folks this evening, and
Yeah.
certainly these ladies connect with you. They see you in orientation
Yeah.
and all of that. So, I
Yeah.
want you to just leave them with just a closing comment to
Wow.
inspire them to
Mhm.
share their wins as well.
Yeah. Make up your mind. I'm not going to cry. Make it up in your mind that whatever you want, you can have it. Position yourself for your next best goal. Position yourself for everything you desire. And just know and understand that your investment in yourself in the WealthyU Society is the best thing that you can do for your now self, your later self, your children, and your children's children. Stick to it. Don't turn your back on it. If you get a little behind, dedicate time to catch up and position yourself. This is
I
the
love it.
best place and space for you to
Position
be in.
I
Hmm.
love it. Position
Hmm.
yourself. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I certainly, Tawana, I have seen your growth, and you
Hmm.
make contributions behind the scene every day. I'm
Hmm.
so proud of you, and I am proud that you came on and that you
Yeah.
shared your
Thank
win.
you.
So
Hmm.
let's give some hearts and some love to
Hmm.
Tawana.
Hmm.
Tawana, thank you so much for
Thank
sharing your
you.
wins.
Thank
I
you so much,
appreciate you.
ladies. I wish you all the best.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Wealthy You Wednesday winds down. The best is we still got them coming though. So how do you guys love this? You love what Jacelyn shared. You love what Tawana shared. Now let's see. Let's bring on uh this lady, Dr. Z, as we call her. Let's bring her up to the stage so that she can share her wins. And I'm grateful that you came on because we just talked today, but we had such a great conversation that I wanted you to share your wins. So Dr. Z, we were in a session today, and we actually were able to identify some opportunities when I say you're standing 10 feet away from goal, right? So introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's talk about your wins this evening.
Well, I'm a solo practitioner, OBGYN, still practicing, still delivering. Um, and business is not always great. Sometimes I say business is it's not an asset, it's a pain. But anyway, I'm not saying those words, but I decided that I need to do something different. I need to break the mold. I want my family to be left with something. All these years of hard work and dedication, I want to leave something behind. And I have a 4-month-old grandson, the first grandchild of. We have one. I have one son, my husband and I, who were high school sweethearts and married for like 43 years and together for 51. So, so many things have been great in my life, but I want to leave something behind. And we never leave a legacy behind, other than maybe something that we did. So I wanted it to be financial because I worked so hard to get it. I didn't call for COVID, I didn't call for government shutdowns, but yet I still going to persevere. So, Miss Deborah, when she opened up the thing for the accelerator, I was one of those people that my win today actually was getting out of my own way and over my fear to talk to Miss Deborah. It was really actually so relaxing and calm, and but I was so fearful of just having meeting with her and thinking I was going to be not good enough. And we're all good enough, we're always good enough. And so, but she made it so easy, and then she found all this money, almost like extra $13,000 or $14,000. I knew it had X, but she at the end we're like setting up new accounts. I mean, so it was like bam, bam, bam. And so I'm so excited because I got to look for these things down. I know how to look for them. So I'm not that person that doesn't know how to look up my stocks now. I can look for them and pick them out. And then I'm going to get back to the teacher. Like she said, when the teacher comes, the student's going to come on up in there, whatever. That's it. But I am just so excited that I could see the beginning, the breakthrough, and I'm just so excited. It was just a great meeting, and it wasn't painful at all. So, ladies, I didn't have that money. I didn't know where that money was, but at the first thing, I went to the first 5-day savvy thing. You said find money. That first night, I found a whole bunch of money. And so I was like, oh, here's a lot of money right here. I can start putting this on the side. And I'm really good with carrying like $100 bill around for a long time and won't break it. So I'm that kind of person. But I was like going, oh, good, good, good. So I found the money, but we really found money today. And it was just the best money ever. And I found that $7,000 to go into the accelerator program or the 10 or whatever you had to pay. And it was paid back to me already in abundance. So I haven't even started yet. So click, click, click. It has come back just like that. So I'm just saying, like, I didn't know how I was going to do it. It was a step out in faith that God just said, go ahead and do this and find that money and get it. And I gave her that which I didn't have, because you got to give and trust yourself and believe in yourself to do that. And I trust and believed in her. And I was like going, God, you led me here off of the savvy thing that I did back in February, March. So I've been one of those people that kind of sat back scared and afraid and so busy, not able to focus. But then I sat myself down one weekend and just went through the whole book and did everything and didn't go outside, didn't do anything, just showered and ate in the room. So it can be done. I'm not going to run anymore. I'm all excited. I'm in it to win it. I'm excited. And I just love it. I love it. So, ladies, I'm excited about to be one of the first accelerator people, and I'm putting the pedal to the metal now. And I was thinking, I'm not wasting my money, and I got it back already. So now I'm ready to roll.
That's right. And that's the point. Here's all I want to say is that it's more than money. And what I'm most excited about you, Dr. Z, is that you push through it. Now, in addition to that, I've got to give my ambassadors and success advisors their due, because they're encouraging you along the way. And, this is all I want to say is that you are in a sisterhood circle. And that's right. You must invest, and you are the best investment. And so I really, really appreciate your coming on. And I think the most profound thing that you said is that yes, we are good enough. We are good enough. And that we can seek help, right? And that help oftentimes, I mean, you're a physician, Dr. Z, right? Like, you have education, you've given so much to others, but as a result of that investment and you're paying it forward to others, you are worth it. And so I am so, so excited that you bet on yourself, that you made an investment in yourself, that you joined the Legacy Wealth Accelerator. And in one day, if this can happen, I can't imagine what's going to happen 12 months from now. So thank you so much for coming on WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, sharing your wins today. How exciting is that?
Can I say one more thing, Miss Deborah? We are
Sure.
money magnets, and money flows to us in abundance. We just need to know what to do with it when it flows. So I just think that we're in a place that we're going to be magnetized. It's going to flow to us, and we're going to need to put it in the proper places. If we're just obedient and pay attention to our teacher, our leader, we're going to be great shape. So I just thank you. And I thank my Michelle Smith. She's the awesome, awesome, awesome leader. She came and met me in person, held my hand. She's held my hand all the way through. So thank you, Miss Michelle.
I love it. Well, thanks so much. That was Dr. Z talking about her wins, and I love what she had to say. And that is it, ladies. We are good enough. We are good enough. And we created WealthyU for you. There is nothing else like it. And that's why I had to create it. And that's why we celebrate your wins and we celebrate you. But not only do I like to celebrate my members, I like to celebrate our team members. And with that, I want to bring, it was just so fitting that Dr. Z mentioned her name. I want to bring Michelle Smith up to talk about her wins. And Michelle, well, I don't know. Your reputation precedes you. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. So, Michelle, thank you for coming on Wealthy You Wednesday. And you're an ambassador and a success advisor and a facilitator. And so I think it's interesting that you always want to share what you learn. And so talk a little bit about that. Like you were on the other side, many a member of Wealthy You, and now you're an integral part of the team. And I really believe that you are. And certainly you see how our members feel about you. Talk about your own wins.
Ooh, so everybody's talked about the Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. And one of the things you always say when you do the exercise of finding money, where to look, where to go. And so finally, I decided to call my cable company, and just because I knew my special was coming to an end. And so they try to suck you in, or they don't want you to check. And when he told me, "Oh well, your special, we don't have your plan anymore, but here's the new plan, and for 2 years it'll be this." I said, "Well, how much is it going to be after the 2 years?" When he quoted me over $300, I was like, "Yeah, cancel my cable." Especially
Wow.
since the plan I'm on is about to go up, $10. I'm like, cancel my cable. And he canceled it. And I happened to talk to my son who had canceled his cable. So now we split the bill for YouTube TV.
And there you have it. And so here's the other thing why I wanted Michelle to come on. Now, you guys might not think that's a big deal, but those savings over time really make an impact. And so since you so this was a small change, not that it's insignificant, but since being in Wealthy You, how much money would you say that you found that you've now invested overall?
Ooh, when I look at my retirement account, I can't believe how much it's grown in 2 years. It's more than double. And now, I can see the light. Before, when I first started with you in private coaching, I was like, it was like a cloud hanging over me. But what we have learned how to do is, plan out for the retirement and, take that and then where's our gap? And then from that gap, how do we close that gap? And so, I now have closed that gap because I found out I was missing $7,000 a month that would come to me in retirement. And once I plugged that number in, I was like, oh, I'm good now. And I actually may get retired about 3 years earlier than I planned. But even if I went to when I plan, I'm good. And I don't have that fear of running out of money. And that, those are the things that you learn. And you learn to invest in yourself because, this is self-care. Kids grow up, they get their own lives, they get their own families. And then we look back and we haven't done anything for ourselves. And this is me doing for myself, but teaching my kids how to do. So we're not, shutting down accounts. I'm part of the cancel account culture now. I just canceled another subscription that was due to come up as an annual subscription. And I looked at it, it's like, I don't really use this app. So let me go ahead and cancel it because I don't need it. And so now I'm going through all my subscriptions and like, do I need it? Do I don't need it? Do I watch it? Do I don't watch it? My kids connected to this or they not connected to this. And then if I know I'm not going to use it, it gets canceled. And as you say, follow the sense and follow the sense and the dollars will come. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's the important thing. The little things, the little things will start to add up to big things. And this thing, you have $100 to invest in something. And you're like, where does money come from? And even now with like paying off credit cards, and I look at my account, I'm like, oh, I have extra money in my account. Where'd that money come from? Well, that that was money that was going to credit card to somebody else. And like Tawana paying off the car early, paying off those cars early, you're saving interest, you're saving money. And then you can divert that money to another goal that you have to pay off something else or to reinvest it. But ladies, if anybody that's out there that has not signed up for the legacy class, I do it. Do it, because this is self-care. This is you investing in you. And when you invest in you invest in your future, in your family's future, to build legacy. This is how you build legacy. Not just leaving money, not just leaving houses, but also passing on knowledge while you're here. So you learn it, your children learn it, their children learn it, and that's how you build a legacy.
And that's how you build a legacy. I love it. I'm so glad you brought that up too. We have a Wealthy You Legacy Masterclass. You see the link, sign up. We have our early bird special going on right now, and you can sign up and learn a lot. You're going to hear from a lot of our other amazing, we've got a fantastic keynote speaker, Minda Harts, her new book, Are You Right Within? And it's all about claiming your inheritance. So thank you for coming on, Michelle. Excellent, excellent. So Wealthy You Wednesday, let's give her some love. And now I want to bring up someone who is a WealthyU Society member, rejoin, and I want her to share her wins. Let's bring up Wendy Gibbs. Wendy, come on and join us. And Wendy, hey, thank you so much for coming on such short notice. But
Oh, thank you.
Wendy, tell our members just a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Wendy Gibbs, and I am a registered dietitian specializing in transplant and dialysis. So I'll tell you my short backstory with Wealthy U. Wealthy U is a university. With every university, sometimes you have to drop a class. So that was my case. I started the university back in, I believe, December, but due to COVID and changes of my husband's employment, I had to drop a class. But although I dropped the class, I didn't stop proctoring the class. Proctoring the class means that I would come in on the Wealthy U Wind Down Wednesdays. I tried to go to each one. And with each lesson, you have a TA. And my TA is the wonderful, dynamic, exhilarating Michelle Smith. And although I was no longer an active member of the class or the university, she was still there to help me. And as everyone has said, it's mindset. As I've spoken, I've told Miss Deborah before, I am a great saver. I was taught to save from the time I was probably 3, 4, 5. I had passbook savings. I can save. I was not taught to invest. So I have a TSP. I'm a federal worker, and I was conservative. I had a good amount in the G and the S and so on and so forth. And when I spoke to Michelle, she's like, "You have too much in that." And I'm like, "But it's COVID and money, and I don't want to lose the money." She says, "Listen, do thus and so." And I was kind of on the fence, but I did what you said. I executed. And in my execution, I kid you not, in that one quarter, I saw my retirement increase substantially. And I said, okay, this is something good. So then I got a little bit less scared and transferred more money in. So I would go on to say it definitely is mindset. It's definitely believing in yourself, knowing that you have the ability and the capability to do things and to execution. That was my biggest thing. I knew about stocks, but I was always hesitant. And I would invest a little bit here, a little bit there, but never just be a system. What I find with Wealthy You is a system. Something give you direction, go step by step process. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm so grateful and glad to be back. I told Miss Deborah, she's like, well, look, you dropped that class that first time, chick, but this time you have to come all in. And I said, don't worry, I'm here. I said, I got it. So we got me back on footing. My husband's back working completely. I'm good. So I would
I
say,
love it.
anyone, just come back in. If you're skeptical like me, just proctor. If you need to proctor the class for a year or 6 months, like I did, proctor, and then just come on in. So thank you very much.
I love it. I love it, Wendy. Well, let's thank Wendy for Wealthy You for just closing us out with that amazing story about how that's right. She dropped a class, but guess what? Just when she thought she was out, we pulled her back in. So let's give Wendy some love. Let's give her some hearts. Just the comments tonight have been really, really great. I love Jude Edmond. She's responding to Michelle's cancel the account culture. I love it, love it, love it. So, Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. Again, I want to invite all of you to learn more, to lean in and attend our next WealthyU Masterclass Legacy Wealth Claiming Your Inheritance. I want to leave you with this. The most important asset you will ever have is the knowledge of how to build wealth and the ability to pay that forward to your family. And so that's why our theme for this next masterclass on October 30th, we're going all day, we're going all in. We're going to have some amazing, amazing speakers. Again, the discount code, early bird, 50% off. And get this, you better act fast because you're actually going to get a copy of the new book right within from Minda Harts, her new book. And we're so excited for our next master class. And I just want to end by thanking everybody for their amazing wins. Wasn't Wealthy Wind Down Wednesday the bomb? Awesome. But we'll see you right here next week on WealthyU Wind Down. I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU, where we help women accelerate their financial growth so that they can achieve financial independence early. Good night.